The boy who hacked USA government. One man dared to expose the hidden truths of the U.S. military from the comfort of his own home. A man who managed to break into the most secure systems, revealing information that could change everything we know about technology, that would shock both officials and the public. This is the extraordinary tale of a man who hacked into U.S. government systems. With nothing but his computer, he gained access to some of the most secure files in existence, stirring up controversy and sparking debates that continue to this day. Why would a seemingly ordinary person risk everything to uncover these hidden truths? As he navigated through layers of security, he unearthed secrets that would put the military establishment on high alert. This audacious act not only drew the attention of intelligence agencies, but also raised fundamental questions about the balance between security and the public's right to know. The fallout from his actions was profound, leading to a legal battle that captured headlines around the world. What he found wasn't just controversial, it was shocking. Each file he opened only made things worse, causing a huge uproar. Governments panicked, worried about what else he might expose. Legal fights started. This wasn't just about hacking. It was a showdown between one person and a powerful system, a fight to reveal secrets that could change everything. Gary McKinnon, a name that sparked fear in the halls of the Pentagon. Born in 1966 in Glasgow, Scotland, he was an ordinary kid with an extraordinary fascination for computers. As a teenager, while his friends were out playing football, Gary was at home, glued to his computer screen, teaching himself everything he could about programming and computer systems. But what made a young man from Scotland decide to take on one of the world's most powerful military forces? This is where Gary's story takes a surprising turn. By the late 1990s, Gary was no longer just a computer enthusiast. He had become captivated by a burning question. Are we alone in the universe? He believed that the answers were hidden within the U.S. government's tightly secured databases. Why would he go to such lengths? His desire stemmed from a conviction that these secrets could revolutionize the world. He thought he will find out technology for free energy or highlight truths about extraterrestrial life. Knowledge he thought was being kept hidden for selfish reasons. What if he found something so groundbreaking it could end wars, heal the planet, and change humanity forever? This hope turned into an obsession for Gary. But he wasn't alone in his quest. The environment around him played a significant role. At that time, U.S. cybersecurity was not as advanced as it is today. Despite efforts to protect their systems, many critical databases had weak passwords and outdated security measures. This made the digital landscape vulnerable and ripe for exploitation. To Gary, it felt like a vast treasure map waiting to be explored. He saw an opportunity, believing that if he could just access the right files, he could reveal the truths that could transform the world. His journey was not just about hacking. It was about finding out a better future for everyone. In the shadows of his home, Gary McKinnon meticulously plotted one of the most audacious hacks in history. Fueled by curiosity and a deep desire for truth, he researched vulnerabilities in U.S. government systems. With a basic understanding of computers, he utilized readily available tools and his own ingenuity to penetrate the digital defenses of highly classified networks. As he began his hacking spree in 2001, McKinnon's mindset was a mix of excitement and fear. Each login felt like a step into uncharted territory, and he was determined to uncover the secrets he believed were being kept from the public. His heart raced as he bypassed security measures, knowing he was playing a dangerous game against one of the world's most powerful militaries. The execution of his plan was both daring and methodical. Using a simple dial-up connection from his girlfriend's aunt's house in London, he infiltrated nearly 100 computers belonging to the U.S. military and NASA computers using the alias Solo. What did he find within these secure networks? Gary claimed he discovered files that confirmed his suspicions about government cover-ups, including lists of non-terrestrial officers and details about unidentified spacecraft. If true, these revelations were explosive, suggesting the government might be hiding groundbreaking technology and evidence of extraterrestrial life. Fueled by curiosity and a desire to expose hidden truths, McKinnon meticulously planned his attacks. He researched vulnerabilities in government systems, utilizing simple tools and his own ingenuity to exploit security flaws. Each login was a rush of adrenaline, and his heart raced as he navigated through classified networks, determined to uncover secrets kept from the public. His plan was bold and careful. From his simple setup, he got into military and NASA systems, finding surprising security weaknesses that both amazed and worried him. The more he explored, the more he understood the importance of what he was discovering. He came across documents confirming his beliefs about UFOs and hidden technology. As McKinnon's hacking spree continued, the consequences became more severe. U.S. authorities quickly realized this was no ordinary hack. It was a direct challenge to their security. Alarms blared, and a sense of urgency spread across government agencies. They feared what else he might reveal about their secrets. Each new piece of information he accessed raised questions about their safety and competence. The stakes were high, and the implications of his actions sent shockwaves through the military and intelligence communities. With every click, McKinnon fueled anxiety among officials. They worried that sensitive information could slip into the hands of adversaries, endangering lives and national security. How could one man exploit such vulnerabilities? This was more than lost data. It was a critical test of their defenses. The fear grew palpable, pushing agencies to scramble, tighten protocols, and guard against further intrusions. Could they really prevent more chaos? After the hack, U.S. officials spoke out strongly. They described McKinnon's actions as a serious threat, a wake-up call that revealed major weaknesses in their cybersecurity. It became clear that reforms were needed. McKinnon's search for hidden truths forced the government to face its vulnerabilities, leading to a significant change in how they handled digital security. This wasn't just a hack. It became a turning point that changed the future of cybersecurity, making officials wonder how they allowed this to happen. As the digital dust settled from Gary McKinnon's bold hacking spree, U.S. authorities faced a pressing question. How did he break into nearly 100 military and NASA computers? The investigation began. An unusual activity was spotted in government networks. Alarms went off, indicating unauthorized access and exposing weaknesses in their supposedly secure systems. The search for answers intensified. When these alarms alerted investigators, McKinnon used clever techniques to hide his identity, skillfully navigating firewalls and security measures. His smart methods showed a deep understanding of computer systems, making it difficult for authorities to track him down and raising urgent concerns about digital security. As days turned into weeks, the pressure grew. U.S. officials worried about what McKinnon might find. With each new detail, anxiety increased. He transformed from just a hacker into a symbol of weakness in a world that relied heavily on digital safety, sparking discussions about the need for better cybersecurity. Once investigators identified McKinnon as the hacker, the situation escalated into a legal battle that captivated international attention. The U.S. government sought his extradition from the UK, framing him as a serious threat to national security. The stakes were immense. The legal proceedings unfolded like a high-stakes drama. Would McKinnon face justice in America for his actions, or would his defense dismantle the case against him? McKinnon's defense team mounted a formidable argument against extradition. They claimed he had no malicious intent. Rather, his hacking was driven by a genuine interest in UFOs and government secrecy. This narrative transformed him from a criminal mastermind into a misguided truth seeker. Adding to the complexity of the case was McKinnon's diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome, which significantly impacted his social interactions and perceptions of the world. Could this individual, struggling with a misunderstood condition, really be painted as a dangerous criminal? Tension filled the courtrooms. Now, as emotional testimonies unfolded, supporters rallied behind McKinnon, arguing that he was merely curious, seeking answers to questions that many had yet to ask. Conversely, U.S. officials portrayed him as a reckless threat whose actions had tangible consequences. The media frenzy intensified, labeling him the UFO hacker, igniting public debate. Was he a hero exposing hidden truths, or a villain undermining national security? As the legal battle dragged on, the world watched closely, gripped by the evolving narrative. Each twist and turn brought new revelations, underscoring the vulnerabilities within government systems and the pressing need for cybersecurity reforms. McKinnon's journey became a lens through which society confronted broader issues surrounding privacy, security, and the quest for truth in a digital age. The investigation saw its first significant moves when U.S. authorities requested UK police assistance. On March 19, 2002, McKinnon was interviewed again on August 8, 2002, by the UK National High-Tech Crime Unit. In November of that year, he faced indictment from a federal grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia, confronting 7 counts of computer-related crimes. Each charge carried a potential 10-year prison sentence, but McKinnon remained at liberty for nearly 3 years, navigating a complicated extradition landscape. The situation took a dramatic turn in June 2005, when the UK enacted the Extradition Act 2003, placing McKinnon under bail conditions, requiring him to check in at his local police station nightly. The stakes escalated further. If extradited to the US, he faced up to 70 years in prison, a daunting prospect that led him to express fears of ending up in Guantanamo Bay. Representing McKinnon in the House of Lords, barristers argued against the extradition, highlighting the profound implications of a potentially unfair legal process. They contended that the U.S. prosecution's threats of long prison sentences were a manipulation of legal norms. However, the House of Lords ruled against him, stating that the differences between the U.S. and UK legal systems were not insurmountable. In a final attempt to evade extradition, McKinnon appealed to the European Court of Human Rights, which briefly paused the proceedings. However, the High Court later denied his application for judicial review in July 2009, seemingly sealing his fate. In a dramatic conclusion to this saga, then Home Secretary Theresa May announced on October 16, 2012, that McKinnon's extradition was blocked, citing serious health concerns and the high risk of suicide. This decision not only underscored the complexities of the case, but also highlighted the moral considerations of extradition in the face of mental health issues. Ultimately, the UK Director of Public Prosecutions decided against pursuing charges, acknowledging the difficulties in building a case against McKinnon and the likelihood of his acquittal. The manhunt for McKinnon evolved from a straightforward hacking investigation into a multifaceted exploration of justice, ethics, and the intricate dance between security and individual rights. What began as a hacking incident revealed deeper societal questions, challenging perceptions of justice and knowledge. In an era defined by digital interconnectedness, the world watched closely, eager for the next chapter in this gripping saga, reflecting on the lessons learned from McKinnon's bold exploits. As news of Gary McKinnon's hacking spread, public reaction in the UK was anything but uniform. For many, he became a symbol of resistance against a powerful government, celebrated as a hero seeking hidden truths about UFOs and government secrecy. But for others, he was seen as a dangerous cyber criminal, jeopardizing national security. How could one person spark such contrasting opinions? Supporters hailed McKinnon as a brave individual, motivated by curiosity and a desire for truth. They pointed to his claims of finding information about non-terrestrial officers and advanced technologies as evidence of his noble intentions. "He's just a UFO enthusiast who wanted to know what's really going on," said one advocate. For them, McKinnon's actions weren't those of a criminal, but of someone challenging a system they felt was withholding vital information from the public. On the other side of the spectrum, critics expressed outrage. They argued that McKinnon's actions posed a real threat to national security, undermining trust in the very systems designed to protect citizens. What if he had sold this information to a hostile nation? Questioned a concerned official. This perspective painted McKinnon as a reckless individual whose hacking spree endangered lives and military operations. As debates raged, the media played a crucial role in shaping public opinion. Headlines labeled him the UFO hacker, while talk shows featured heated discussions about the implications of his actions. Was he a misguided genius or a cyber terrorist? This framing of McKinnon fueled public intrigue and divided opinions even further. Social media platforms buzzed with discussions, memes, and arguments, showcasing how one person's actions could resonate so differently with people. This public outcry also had a personal impact on McKinnon. He became an unlikely celebrity, with supporters rallying for his cause. Online petitions surged, calling for the UK government to refuse extradition to the US. Demonstrators held signs proclaiming, "Free Gary McKinnon." McKinnon. In stark contrast, others demanded justice, insisting that his actions should not go unpunished. The polarization around McKinnon raised important questions about our values. What does it mean to pursue knowledge, and at what cost? As the legal battle finished, McKinnon's mental health also became a focal point. His supporters argued that his Asperger's syndrome influenced his behavior, painting him as a troubled individual rather than a malicious hacker. He didn't understand the consequences of his actions, claimed a family member. This perspective invited deeper discussions about mental health and its intersection with criminality. Ultimately, the public reaction to McKinnon's case was a microcosm of larger societal debates about privacy, security, and the quest for knowledge. Was he a hero seeking the truth, or a villain threatening security? The answers were as varied as the opinions themselves. As the world watched closely, one question lingered. How would this saga end, and what would it mean for the future of cybersecurity? The case of Gary McKinnon, far-reaching implications beyond just the legal battle and public reaction. It served as a wake-up call for governments and organizations worldwide about the vulnerabilities of their digital systems. How could one person from a small room in the UK breach some of the most secure networks in the world? This was the question that ignited a global debate on cybersecurity and privacy. McKinnon's actions highlighted a critical flaw in the US government's digital defenses at the time, pushing authorities to rethink their approach to cybersecurity. It wasn't just about preventing external threats, but also about addressing the potential for internal weaknesses and outdated protocols. His case became a catalyst for tightening security measures, leading to stricter international cyber laws and cooperation between countries to combat cybercrime. But it wasn't just the legal and security communities that were affected. McKinnon's story also shaped how hackers are perceived in the media. Was he a dangerous criminal or a misguided truth seeker? This dichotomy played out in headlines around the world, influencing public perception of hackers. The media's portrayal often fluctuated between fascination and fear, painting hackers as either brilliant, misunderstood individuals or serious threats to national security. The broader impact of McKinnon's actions also touched on issues of privacy and the limits of government transparency. His case forced a conversation about what information should be accessible to the public and what should remain classified. It raised ethical questions about the role of hackers in uncovering concealed truths versus the potential harm their actions can cause. In the end, McKinnon's story wasn't just about hacking. It was about the power and peril of information in the digital age. His actions set off a chain reaction that changed the landscape of global cybersecurity. Gary McKinnon's story is one of audacity and intrigue. A lone hacker working from a small room in the UK managed to breach some of the most secure networks in the world, causing a ripple effect that reached the highest levels of government. His actions exposed vulnerabilities in the US government's cybersecurity and sparked a global conversation about digital security and the power of information. The sheer scale of his intrusion and the resulting chaos highlighted the fragility of even the most fortified systems. But as we look back, one question remains. Was McKinnon a misguided truth seeker, motivated by a genuine desire to reveal what he believed were hidden secrets? Or was he a reckless criminal who put national security at risk? His story blurs the lines between curiosity and crime, challenging us to reconsider how we view the actions of those who delve into the unknown. Ultimately, McKinnon's legacy forces us to confront the complex relationship between technology, security, and the human pursuit of knowledge. Where do we draw the line between the right to know and the need to protect? The answer perhaps is not as clear-cut as it seems.